Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, Randomania fans. We have a wonderful race for you today. SolarioRex, the racer formerly known as WAB 1024, taking on Alliesong, and this low-stakes, high-fun match. Both runners looking to end their spring tournament on a high note. I'm joined in the booth by everybody's favorite Fizzle Beef, the Lord Fizzle Beef. How are you doing, LFB?
I'm doing great. I'm here, and I'm about to watch two newcomers to FFR go nuts. I can't wait to see how this turns out. I'm excited.
Yeah. Also in the broadcast booth, we have Zodecahedron, newbie duck into the community, tracking the action for us. Thank you for being here, Zo. And I just dropped the gates. Our runner's off and going here soon. Alliesong running the Fighter Rainbow, super fun, safe party, and SolarioRex running the Fighter Thief Red Black. That's a party that you like to run, Fizzle.
So, I love Fighter Thief Red Black because so much of it is... It's so variable. If you need to run away from things, you have the option of the thief getting you away from things. If you don't, you can get rid of it and go to 3-man. If level 1 to 4 black magic is really good, after class promotion, you can have a ninja. The ninja will do black magic things. It does basically everything you want a party to do except high-end white magic. That's the one critical flaw it has, is white magic is not so great.
Yep, and we see that already Solario in a bit of a disadvantage. Not going to have the level 1 Cure 4 that Alliesong will, as that is slot 2 level 1, only learnable by the White Mage and Wizard.
Ah, it's fine. White magic's a crutch.
Level 1 Cure 4 is the best thing in the world. Nearly. So we got wooden shields for sale, so just some leftover stuff from when that weapon and armor shop used to be an old restaurant, just the old server trays. And Solario did pick up a cabin. I love being able to cabin outside of the Temple of Fiends almost as much as I love being able to warp out and use a cabin, get a cabin. It's the rent-a-center for cabins here in Temple of Fiends. Unrunnable zombies. Ugh.
Yeah.
Only Ice 3. We did have Lightning 2, but I get skipping that in lieu of Ice 3.
Right. In theory, Lightning 2 would do more damage to the low-level undead that resist ice, but the base power of Ice 3 is such that you just bowl them over anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, Ice 3 definitely the better spell among the two, but I maybe would have picked up both, just have a little more versatility. But we did get about 8,800 gold there in those top left boxes, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good for starting gear, it's good for level 1 and 2 magic, it's fine.
Yeah, especially if the shop item rolls into Provoca. We got some herb from the king and adamant, so wonderful. 2 fetch quests that we can turn in right away. So that's 10% extra experience right there, 5% per key item. Likely going to turn into 2 more key items. Maybe they turns into a piece of gear, but still. Early Thor Hammer's pretty nice. Early Opal Bracelet's wonderful. Early Power Bonk, it's fine. But in-game Power Bonk, super good and important.
So, a lot of the seeds that I've seen, not necessarily in this week, but in past weeks, have been a big thing of this, we just found a thing, and it will be amazing, just not right now. It'll be fun to see if the pattern continues.
Yeah. Solario doing the standard routing, gonna go to Bicky. I did recall a race earlier today where a newer runner followed the fetches immediately and was rewarded with the canoe from the adamant, and then Bicky had the floater, so nearly perfect routing if if it were intentional, you know. But we're going to be able to take out these pirates no problem as long as they stop punching. Please, turn order. Alright. Ice 3 comes out. That's fine that the fighter misses that XP. That fighter's going to be alive for most of the rest of our fights in the game. Gonna get his XP. It's actually better that the mages get the early... Oh, go back! Oh,
okay.
Baby Jesus. that would be the third race that I've done this spring tournament where I've seen somebody walk away from Bicky. Thank Bahamut that Solario went. Chain and Iron Armor, both real good. Chain going to offer the same amount of Absorb for a fraction of the cost as a Silver Bracelet. Iron Armor going to do the same thing as a Gold Bracelet for a fraction of the cost. Really good to find. Heal 2, exit level 2. Beautiful. Exit's a wonderful escape route. And fast. There's fast. There's fast.
It's real fast.
I mean, Confuse is cool. Canoe? Allie did the thing. Allie, is this the same seed?
I swear I rolled it. I swear I didn't copy paste. I just rolled it.
No, because Bicky gave us the crystal, so that's already, we already know it's different. The magic's a little different. So, but yeah, Adamant turning into a canoe, pretty nice. But you'll see runners with these flag sets go to Matoya after Canaria or after Provoca without the crystal. And I'm always hesitant to do that because it always feels like after I do that, I get the crystal at the next stop. So Solario going to be able to single dip Matoya's here. Still looking for a loose canal.
So here's what I love about trying to capitalize on Matoya without the crystal. If number one, it's 3 boxes we have to check off looking for the canal rather than going to Marsh. Number 2, if we get a big bucket of gold and there is a vendor item that's kind of on the pricey side of Provoca, we can now afford it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like a huge time loss to walk back to Matoya. Like, it's maybe 30 seconds, and it's something your opponent's likely going to have to do anyway, so it's fine. It's just one of those things, like, you want to have as clean of a route as possible, so you'll put off double dipping the Dwarf Cave, you'll put off double dipping basically any location if you can, but more often than not, sometimes you just gotta.
Yeah.
As we get the ruby from the crystal, so and a wear sword and a ribbon, so and a dragon sword, so everybody gets a weapon. Wow. So wear sword, good for the fighter. Dragon, good for the thief. And when we get an even better sword, we can put that wear sword on the red mage and let the fighter swing the better sword. Not to be confused with the butter sword from Link to the Past Randomizer. It's a real good sword too.
No, I'm fresh out of Link to the Past sword puns.
But what about when we play with item magic shuffle on and we get a temper sword?
Ooh. I'm already confused. What game are we playing?
Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
Got it. So we're headed for Erdrick's armor.
So, Alliesong, newer runner in the community, has had... I want to talk a little bit about our runners' past schedules here, as Solario is going to the Dwarf Cave. He's going to pick up his canoe, somehow transformed from a block of metal. Alliesong, and so new to the community, being sort of mentored by one of our own admins, Silverfire. They've been kind of helping Allie learn the game, and Allie, you could watch her progression from week 1. Like, she's come such a long way. Her first matchup, looking for it. There's a big old schedule I gotta go. The first matchup was against Hypes Nova, and that was a race that Ale and I got to call. And she was doing really well. Hypes Nova, newer runner in the community, been around, one of the creative types, and Allie made a lot of what we call rookie mistakes. Bounced back and was hopefully gonna learn from those mistakes. And then week 2, she comes up against the real super pleb. You did commentary for that race. How was what were your impressions of your first time watching Alliesong race?
It was there was a diamond there, but there were some edges that needed to be polished off. There was a couple. I think the race from Allie's perspective came down to one pivotal mistake, missing an incentive location, And then that then became, I don't know what to do. Like, how do I route the rest of this?
Yeah.
And that's honestly one of the big things that happens when learning FFR is keeping all the locations together. Because we've all done it. We've all forgotten to talk to Bicky. We've all gone to Topher without the loot or the key. I lost my race because I decided that old men were optional.
Yeah, they're never usually optional.
Yeah.
So Allie then week 3 took on Zyrak, and you actually restreamed that race too. So what were your thoughts of Allie in week 3?
I saw a lot of good routing, good plays. I'm trying to remember Allie versus Zyrak.
Week 3 would have been Earth Week.
Would have been Earth.
No, it would
Week.
have been Fire Week because it
would have been Fire Week. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I could tell that a lot of practice had been done. I could tell that like a lot of things had been fixed, but there were some unfortunate technical difficulties.
Yeah.
And then that led to essentially a forfeit. Just because, like, technical difficulties will tilt anyone. Like,
yeah. So real quick, we did get. I missed where Solario got the herb, but that turned into. Oh, the herb came from the king, right? The herb came from the king, and that turned into our floater. So 10 minutes in, gonna be airborne. Solario found the loot for sale in Elfland, so everything's coming up Millhouse as we're going through the seed so far, being pretty friendly. Week 5 of Swiss, Allie raced Demon RHK, and that was a race that I restreamed while Elastoid and Sunny, one of our newer commentators, called that race, and I saw exactly what you're saying. Like, I had missed her intermediary few weeks, and so it was just like the growth from week 1 to week 4 was awesome to see, and she had the right attitude. It was the race where she was statistically eliminated from the tournament, but she had every intention of sticking it out and wanting to see the thing through, and that's something that's super commendable, as Solario just yanks a walking stick out from that old man in that park. Like, it's getting rough out there in Crescent Lake these days.
So now that with the old men, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I had a joke coming and then I just like memory hold it. Dang it.
Sorry, the old men confused falling over in the park now. Maybe that's the inciting event to the confused old men flag, as Solario airborne, turning in the ruby, getting the crown from Sarda, gonna find out what's in this incentivized Titan's Trove. We're hoping it's one of the 7 pieces of our puzzle. We have 2 of them. That is not one of them. So the 7 pieces of the puzzle for every game, you gotta find the canoe, because the canoe is the only way you're gonna get to carry. You gotta find the rod, because that's the only way you're gonna get to Lich. You gotta find the Oxio, that's the only way you're gonna get to Kraken. You gotta find the chime and the cube. Both of those things unlock doors in order to get into the Sky Cave to fight Tiamat. You gotta kill all 4 of them, because we gotta light the 4 orbs. This is Final Fantasy, this is what we do. And then in the final dungeon, we gotta have a key and we gotta have a guitar. But not a guitar. That's a whole different kind of game. But so 7 pieces of the puzzle. We've got 2 of them so far. So pretty good. You know, and one of them, and we have information on the other one, the most annoying one of them all, the loot, which does not gate any location other than the final dungeon and can therefore be anywhere in the game. Super feels bad when that thing's loose, because it could be anywhere. But yeah, so Allie finished out last week of Swiss taking on Black Knight. It was the first time that she was paired up, so racing an opponent a higher ranking than her, just the way Swiss shakes out sometimes. And that was a real slog of a race, almost went 3 hours. But she stuck it out, she persevered, and here we are. She's once again paired up again by the nature of the Swiss format and how certain players dropped out, sort of left us without another 0-5 or 0-4 runner for her to race here. Yeah, her record should be 0-5 and his should be 1-4. Probably could have messaged you that.
No, it's there's there.
All right, so that's the story of Alliesong. I hope she sticks around after this race because she's come so far, and I would love to see her in the Duck Derby. There's so many new players. The Duckling Derby has got me super hyped. Solario finds Sunsword, so that's pretty good. So now we can do that sword shuffle, put the Sunsword on the fighter, give that Were Sword to the Red Mage. And let's talk about the artist formerly known as WAB, SolarioRex. So Solario, I know he participated last spring tournament. Was he around the tournament before in 2018?
I want to say he was around towards the end of that tournament. I don't necessarily remember if he participated or not.
Okay.
That's
so WAB SolarioRex has had a hell of a schedule, to say the least. Week 1, FFR in the morning. It was Dark Moon and I calling the race. WAB versus Zenobian. Zenobian, stupid good at this game. And as such, he's, I believe, in the 4-2 pool at this point. So WAB, tough matchup there, coming back to the game and catching one of the newer runners to the game. I mean, Zenobian, he's real good and he's been around for a while, but was not around last spring tournament. So emergent in the past year or so, really probably 8 months. It was around OSV that he showed up and is just caught on like his hair's on fire, just super good. In week 2, WAB takes on Min the Mage and takes down a win in a heartbreaker over Min. Min had a lot of adversity in his first few races. Started out 0-2, ended up going 4-2 and making the play-in race. So another 4-2 racers. There's a theme developing for WAB if you haven't noticed. Then, week 3, WAB took on you.
Yep.
So that was a race that Falconic and I called, and it was, it was a heartbreaker. WAB was right there in it up until the very end. So a lot of tough breaks for WAB. SolarioRex, and then week 4 takes on Hypes Nova, and about a half hour into that race, Hypes' emulator crashed, and he lost everything that he had been doing. And Solario had been running a super clean race and was feeling real good. This was like a 9 a.m. race too on a Saturday. And Hypes in the SRL room told him what happened. Solario, the Ubermensch, was just like, "Sure, let's reroll. I don't want to take a win like that. If I'm going to win, I want to win." And they re-rolled it, and Hypes raced really well, and Solario lost and was, frustrated. I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated after a situation like that? But he's like, you know what, it happens. So he wouldn't have wanted to win against him in the other circumstance. So that sort of good sportsmanship, how was it rewarded? He was paired up the following week against Spellzap, arguably one of the best runners in the game, and just couldn't catch a break. And that leads us to this race right here with Alliesong. So both of these runners have had quite the journey through Swiss and bring us here. And I'm just as soon as I saw this match on the schedule, like we were in voice together, and I was like, dude, we gotta do comments for this. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Both these stories are so good. Eagle Eye Caleb takes. You son of a. All right. So it looks like I missed a couple turns. I was looking at the other side of the screen. I'm just so excited to be here, man. What do I miss?
So, Allie's in the air now. Allie essentially got in the air only a few minutes behind Solario. Allie flew around doing all the checks, essentially, that Solario also did. Solario being the first one to commit to a real, actual dungeon, that being Volcano. I will be interested to see where Allie goes, because kind of, like, we got airship, we got canoe, the world's our oyster, we can go anywhere we want.
We got level 2 exit. I mean, that to me screams waterfall. Level 2 exit, level 1 ice 3. Like, there's no place I'd rather be than a waterfall. I'm going to try to work in as many random rhymes as I can.
Alright.
But well, I came up with a really good pun earlier, and I was so happy about it. It was during a race I called this afternoon. It was Durun taking on Lord of the Synth, and Durun had committed to a sandwich grind, found sandworms in the Hall of Giants, and they were squishy. He was no problem. Level 12, level 13 fighter with an ice sword was one-shotting him. Took like four fights on him. They came out with Blaze, and I was like, okay, time to stop. Cut our losses. Get out of here.
Yep.
And he did. He left, dropped the house, came back in. and did that for like the next 5 to 10 minutes. And took a couple wipes here and there, but never lost too much progress. And I was like, dude, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run.
Wow. Wow.
Even now, it's so good.
Oh my god.
All right. Because it's a casino theme, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, heirs in the Earth Cave. They got lost. We don't want to be dealing with that.
So let's talk about our route divergence real quick. Now that we're on actual, like, effective route divergence, we've got Solario in Volcano, and we've got Allie, at the very least, checking out grind tiles in Earth Cave. What do you think about that?
It's information. I mean, Allie getting information, looking for something to chew up some of her spell charges to get her some levels. Maybe she's not feeling super comfortable to go into ordeals. I mean, we did just see her get bodied pretty heavily by those airs, which can punch pretty hard. And Solario getting rewarded with a pro ring and a piddly amount of gold so far in the Volcano. So typically an armory dive is going to net you a lot of money, some decent gear, but not this time. Nope.
Meanwhile,
try again.
Meanwhile, Allie not done with doing fetches and stuff yet. We're on the way to Lefane, which can grab a couple of levels on the way there, taking out some of the easy trash packs. I would love to see just slamming ordeals immediately after.
Yeah. Ordeals, waterfall, one of those two. They're short. There's good XP there to be had. We have magic to deal with it. Also, Solario's Ice 3 is going to work real good for him here. Z-Man asking, did he check the trap tile chest? I do not think he checked the spike tile. I think he scuffed that, which I don't even think. Yeah, because that tile doesn't exist anywhere else on that floor. So
right,
double checking that we learned the finish. Yeah. So level 1 exit. I don't mind a full clear of Volcano here, or I'm sorry, level 2 exit. As long as Z-Man's, it's never been anyone, is it? No. We just have like in memoriam right next to a few boxes throughout Earth Cave, and but as long as he remembers that he scuffed it, he should be okay. It's when you do it and you don't go back to it, it becomes a problem.
Right.
Hey, there's some finally something worth digging up and opening boxes for. 24,000 gold spread over 2 boxes. That's pretty good. Yeah, Allie's walk and grind up to level 9 now. Zombal's real good here. I would probably swing that fire 2 at him rather than ice 3.
Yeah, fire 2 is going to get a lot more mileage here because they're big enough that ice 3 isn't just going to like 1 or 2 shot them.
That was
all right.
that was the one that had the fighter hit it. So
right. Yeah, Fire 2 is going to work in the opposite direction. Not only is it going to do damage, but they're vulnerable to it, so it's likely to do a lot more damage. Fire 2 will probably do around 2 to 3 times the damage of Ice 3 versus Zombies.
Yeah. And that's one of those things you learn. Like, Ice 3 is a powerful spell, but you may not have put the 2 and 2 together about resistances and vulnerabilities. And any undead in the game is going to be resistant to ice. The only undead that is not vulnerable to fire is Lich 2, as none of the Fiends are visited carry over their original vulnerabilities.
And even then, Lich 2 might not be vulnerable to fire, but he's vulnerable to most basically anything else.
Yeah. Lich 1 though, you can set him on fire all you want. Like, it's gonna be good. Fire 3, Harm 4, all those low level sweeper spells are gonna be good on Lich 1. Lich 2, he's just a hungry boy. You give him his cake. He'll be alright.
Ooh, Saber-T Catmen on the Agama tile.
That's one of those fights I know is decent XP, but I'll never take it because Saber-T's always crit and they always punch real hard. The Catmen don't have all those resistances of their man-sized cat cousins, but they can be frustrating.
Yeah, they don't have resistances, but the M-Def is high enough that you're still gonna be like wailing against them anyway.
Yeah. And if they roll up, they're just obnoxious. If you can't get through them with like a lightning or ice 3, like, it's not worth the bother. Uh-oh.
Hello.
What's up, big worm? Oh yeah, run away. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we're not confident in our ability to chew up some worms. Because I think the run there indicates that Solario might be going for a carry kill. Because he's conserving resources and not exiting out.
That's a bold strategy with current levels and load out.
We got level 1 Invis too.
Sure. Invis 2 ain't gonna kill Gary.
Bowls with Stone Touch. And Allie into the first incentivized dungeon. I love it. She's on her way through the Ice Cave play. Big brain time. Ice Cave, 90% of the time this is required in my mind.
Yeah.
It's once in a blue moon. We'll go back, Allie.
Nope, we're changing our mind. We're going for the easy boxes of Volcano.
Sure. She can also be disappointed by what she finds here.
Yeah.
Ice Cave, I mean, I've seen so many where obviously the incentivized thing is invaluable as it's required, but more often than not, there's usually one loose in that room with the 3 boxes under drop. Oh, Blaze. Uh-oh. Oh, SpaghettiOs. We got Thorhammer. We got Thorhammer in a dream. Let's make it happen. Maybe we'll just get some inks now. There's only the one Blaze in the Fiend 1 pool. So
we're making the decision now between, do we try to heal 2 and band-aid our problems? Do we commit to Invis 2 and hope that the ribbon saves the day, or do we just spray Ice 3 and hope for the best?
Yeah, I mean, the fast Sunsword's doing work, man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, except when it's not.
It just needs to crit.
Yeah, last hit was like 200. So we're getting there. It's a shame we don't have a cheeky Quad X here. Blizzard!
Uh-oh.
Oh, we fought. Oh, slows an effective. Dragon Sword? 2 is 2 damage. Go back to the Ice 2s.
Yep.
Alright, that's 4 skills.
This is because Blaze is coming back. So is melee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boom,
Ouch.
Boom, boom. Alright, I gotta sit down.
I tell you what.
We got information. Nothing doing in Volcano. So, go moding Volcano, one of my favorite things to do.
We do have some information from our lovely tracker, Zodecahedron. That chest that SolarioRex skipped was a 10.
Oh, that's huge.
It's not that big. I mean, there's like cabins and houses.
I saw a ribbon in her inventory. I was like, wait, he didn't skip a ribbon, did he? Would you say that box check was intense? I'm deadpan staring at you right now, Fizzle. I need you to cave first.
I'm gonna hazard a guess that you're gonna keep up with these puns as long as you possibly can.
You can believe it. That's pretty good too. Alright, Solario swapping spots with Allie, gonna go to Earth and do these level 1 checks that Allie did previously. He's got the rod. I understand the draw to go to a Fiend Dungeon with 3 loose items, but abandoning the incentive dungeons, just it could work. This is a casino gamble theme, but it's
right.
Like,
It's a play of quantity over quality.
Yeah.
You know where chests are that are going to pay off, but you know there's 3 that won't, and the ones that won't are far more likely to be in the bigger, more filled dungeons.
Yeah, because like if I'm gonna do this, like a Fiend Dungeon, I know the draw is to go to Sky, and if like Chime and Cube are sitting on Waterfall or Ordeals, like those are 2 checks that we can make. We can get 2 more pieces of our 7-piece puzzle, and we can go into a place that has 53 boxes. All the enemies give good XP, and we have exits, so we can just pop a parachute and get out of there whenever we want. But maybe they think I rolled this seed. That's why they're in Earth Cave. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
involved with the show.
Chaos Week. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be the loot, but if he digs out like a key here, that could be big.
ST 2020, every week is Earth Week.
Oh, there's an in-game weapon for Solario's party, a katana pickup. And it's a fiend we feel maybe a little more comfortable killing. Lich, often not as scary as Carry. So, I get it, but I still like Waterfall or Ordeals. I like the Ice Cave play too. That's a place where you can get some levels.
In terms of strategy, like if we think of the Fiend Dungeons as like the difficulty of the end boss and the number of chests, like Earth Cave is the pinnacle of low risk, low reward. But Earth Cave isn't.
There's a lot of junk.
Yeah, the problem with Earth Cave is that there's a lot of sprites in it, and the sprites that you do see come in great big towering packs. So whatever you do find, there's going to be like tons of it. It's Marsh Cave, but with 2 extra floors. That's why I put it off as long as I possibly can, because it's likely to be very annoying, and I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, it feels bad to full clear Earth, and this is coming from me who does this regularly because all of my seeds end up with something junky here that I have to come for anyway. But every time I'm in here, I'm like, why am I in here? I should be in Sky. And every time I go take a 50-step walk to a box and it's 126 gold, I'm like, another 75 steps to another box and it's a soft potion, another 117 steps to a box with a spike tile in front of it, have a wooden shield. And then it get down to the 4th floor, go into that room with 5 boxes, dig out a ribbon and a loose TNT that turns to the key, and I'm just like, all right, this is why we come to Earth. And then it's just that confirmation bias over and over and over again. And then when I watch other runners do it, and there's nothing there, and there's 3 ribbons, Masa, and 2 loose, and Mirage Sky, and I'm just like, boy, I'm glad I didn't have this one. But looks like Allie just wanted to clear out the armory floor. I get it. That's a good play. Get some decent levels there with the Ice 3, and now we're committing to the Ice play.
Right, if our
Sure.
only functional AoE is like Ice 3 and Fire 2, Ice 3 will work against some things in Ice Cave. You just need to know what things those are. We're basically looking at sorcerers, mages, most anything that's going to be on the grind tiles. That's basically it.
Yeah. Fire 2 is going to be our carry for the rest.
Right.
Or if we have like, I don't think we picked up any instant kills like Cake or Zap. Those would also be pretty good here.
Allie did just pick up level 6 Nuke and level 6 Cake, but I don't think we have the levels for them.
No. I was doing a practice race the other day, and or just a practice run through the other day, and Cheese Nader showed up in my chat. I was really getting bodied by some nasty stuff here in Ice Cave, and Zap and Cake carried the day for me over my Ice Sweepers because our bones were everywhere and they rolled up. The mages were gross, and I was just able to use those undead sweepers, or I'm sorry, instant kill sweepers that are usually scuffed or just kind of eye rolled because they don't have the best accuracy, but they can be super effective. Like, you're not gonna, just because a spell isn't gonna work for in-game bosses doesn't mean that it's a bad pickup. And Cake is, I know it's Dangwoo's favorite spell, but it's also a pretty good spell.
Yeah, I had a good practice the other day. All I had for magic on my 2 mages. I had Brack, Bane, Zap, Ice 2, Lightning 2, and Fire 3. And just with those pieces, I managed to full clear Sea Shrine. Because Bane and Zap and Brack work on a lot more things than you would suspect.
Yeah, and Cyan Vio in chat asking, is there a list? And I was like, there's not necessarily a convenient list. It's more, I mean, if you're on the Discord and the resources and links, you might be able to, or in the Duck Pond, you might be able to ask for somebody. But moral of the story, if it's undead, poison isn't going to work on it. So no Banes. Bane isn't going to work. I think Brack will work though.
Nope.
Brack won't work. Okay. See, we're all learning. I thought I could swear a Brack dissolvable before, but that might have just been some.
I used 3 and 256 that.
Okay. I have 3 and 256 to Sorcerer with Bane, because that Sorcerers resist Bane. But Zap, nothing resists Time Element except Chaos. It has a very low accuracy, so it's at best like 50-50 to hit on most things. Solaria gets X-Cal, so 2 Katanas and an X-Cal, pretty good. Pretty good late game weapons for him.
Not a bad haul.
Cake won't work on anything that is sea-based, so anything you fight in your boat, don't use Quake on it. It won't work. So hags, sharks, most things in Sea Shrine. If it's got wings and it sprites, like the dragons, it's not going to work on those because they're flying. They're going to resist the earth element. Quad X is another wonderful spell. Nothing will resist it unless it resists the death element, like an undead enemy. As long as it has fewer than 300 hit points, it will instantly kill it. So Zap, Bane, Brack, Rub. Rub's fine. Rub's good on Garland.
Rub is not fine. I need to counter that right now. There's exactly one situation to use Rub, and that's I don't have anything level 1 to kill Garland.
Yeah, exactly. Rub's good on Garland.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's good on a nice rack of ribs too, like a spice rub.
Now I'm hungry.
I'd much rather have a spice rub than a wet rib, but. Ooh, this Badman fight is always on this dang six-pack spike tile. It's almost like it's scripted to be here as Earth Cave busts out for Solario. Decent equipment, but nothing required here. Question: best rib rub? The spice rub that I got upstairs in my pantry is pretty good, and Trance Dance Badman with X-Fur.
And Rub.
And there's, oh man, and if, please, oh no, oh, and that's,
yep,
so
I would abandon ship there as well.
Yeah, so, yeah, Trance, unfortunately, non-elemental, not gonna care if you've got a ribbon on, and Allie's just flying around the world trying to regroup.
Gotta figure out what. All right,
You know.
we tried to do a dungeon. We failed. What do we do now? That's one of the hardest questions to try and figure out the answer for, and it looks like the answer is going to be Earth.
Okay. Again, it's that safety blanket of somewhere that maybe we can do this, and we're gonna check the spike tiles. We're uncomfortable with our levels. She didn't check them before. Solario did. Wiz Ogres with cremate. That's a reset. That's a reset for me, dog.
Alright, we gotta check the second one. We can ice 3 through these. It's fine.
Prepare for disappointment, Allie. No, it doesn't check the second one, so okay. So maybe Allie's like, I have ice 3. I'll go to waterfall. Maybe that's what she was thinking. Please. As Solario gonna attempt his second fiend here. This is something that happened in the last race where early floater can be pretty disruptive to new players and their routing. Because without early canoe, early floater, or with even just early canoe and no floater, you have a plan for the beginning of the game. And it's preferably not gators with mute. Yeah, that's ugly. Just because you just want to let me run. And it's typically the early game checks the bickies, the elflins, the towns, the boxes, maybe marsh. And through that process, we're going to get to level 9 to 12. Right about where our levels are for Allie. I've found like early floater throws off your early levels because you're airborne, you're not taking fights anymore, and all of a sudden you're a lot squishier when you go into these places. Like you typically don't go into Ice Cave until level 13 to 15-ish if you really want to just for sure one-shot it. And with that early floater, it's just like you have access to boxes and money and potentially gear, but you got to think about what spells you have and what can you get in and out of safely and effectively. And I think it's going to take some practice and frustration to get used to it, but I would have, and mummies with mute, so that's very, very ugly and dumb. Yeah, and when you have level 2 exit, it's important to not forget that you can always get out of any place that's starting to go sideways other than a bad man fight beating you up. And Solario able to get through Lich, so shot of confidence in his arm right around the 41-minute mark.
So
maybe now we go to a incentive dungeon.
So I guess, like, if I were to give advice for this, like the advice of, like, I've been handed floater 10 minutes in, what do I do? There's 3 primary things you can do. You can round up everything that's free, you can go hit the shortest dungeons, you can go hit the easiest dungeons.
Yeah.
So rounding up everything is free. I'm talking Matoya check even if you don't have Crystal. I'm talking Cardia without tail. I'm talking just anything with easy boxes that you can just get to.
Yeah.
You can do the shortest dungeons. The shortest dungeons being Ordeals and Waterfall. They're going to be difficult. They're going to be very difficult, potentially, but they're also going to be very, very short. So if it is difficult, you don't have to put up with it for long, and you'll get more experience out of it in the short term. Or you can do the easiest dungeons. You can do Volcano. You can hope that Earth is kind to you, although I don't recommend it. But basically, Volcano and Volcano are what I would recommend for just, like, settling into an easy dungeon with, like, 1,000 boxes in it and hope that you open some answer to what you're going to be doing next.
Yeah. Solario does grab his loot, so that's one less thing. So we are Chime, Cube, Oxiel, and Key from Go mode. We haven't seen what the incentive box and Ice is. Maybe we're going to go take a look now. So Solario looks like he's got better levels than Allie did when she came through here, but doesn't know about the bad men hanging out in that box room. And
now we're going to find out real quick, though.
Yeah, and may have more of a struggle with it with only 3 party members.
No, we don't have the levels to get the MDF to resist trance just yet, so...
Yeah, but I'm thinking like that first turn run kind of luck.
Mhm.
But
I think they had, or at least I think they ambushed Allie, which was part of the problem.
yeah. All right, Allie, I love it. Making the waterfall play.
Oh, yeah.
There's somebody that loves an early waterfall play. It's me. Stick on the rivers though. Those mute gators didn't scare us off of them.
So let's talk elements real quick, just because we have a bit of time. We've got, Nuke and Fade are the easy choices when you don't know what it is and you just want to kill it fast. But if you have options of Fire, Ice, and Lightning, and you're looking at a thing, how do you tell what to do with it? There's a lot of exceptions to the rules that I'm about to say, but basically, if it's undead, use Fire, don't use Ice. If it's in the water, use Lightning. If Lightning's not available, Ice is fine, don't use Fire. If it's in the later dungeons, unless you know what it's vulnerable to, use Lightning. And then if you are concerned and just think there's no resistances or just want to, hope for things, Ice is the highest base power. Start with that.
Oh, it was this box. Okay. I thought she was in the box with the 6-pack. Okay. Don't take the fight, Slayer. Please run. Please run. Please run.
This is the number 9 tile. They've got Trance and Rub.
And Dazzle.
Oh, and Exfer, so now Rub's gonna be back on the menu.
Yep. Yeah. Alright, I thought it was the box and I thought it was a 6-pack, so okay. That box isn't that bad because we can also come back maybe with Warp. Or we could just scuff that box for the time being. And
I think we just memory hold that box and continue on with our lives.
Yeah.
Hey, Gas Dragon and Waterfall. Spring Tournament 2020. This bad boy can hold so many dragons.
Love it. Ice 3 is my favorite spell to have in this place. Ice 3 will be super effective on those nightmares. Will be pretty effective on those Gasties. Won't be good here, but we got that fire too.
Yeah.
Won't be good on the mud goals. For those we're gonna want. Oh, there's that mute mummies. So this is a run. Mute, a status ailment that not only impacts our ability to cast magic in the game like every other Final Fantasy that's come afterwards, but also keeps us from casting magic from an item. Geist with stone poison, that feels bad. So Ice Cave, just please no, I want out of here. And keeps you from drinking potions in combat. So Mute just basically takes your mouth away, and you have to imagine that your casting items or casting weapons, your light axes, your mage sticks, have command words that you're no longer allowed to say.
It's like that scene in The Matrix where the mouth goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't do the vocal components of your spell.
Yeah.
Because you can't whisper it, because that's a sorcerer ability, and sorcerers aren't in this game. Subtle spell doesn't exist here. Robot friend with the key. Alright, game change. Let's go. We now have more boxes and safety tiles that we can check. 2 in Northwest, 1 in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Hallelujah. Praise the robot. We got a key.
We got Ocho's another crack.
Well, in this neighborhood?
with the mute gators, yeah.
Yeah, that's no muy bueno. Alright. But we got away, we saved it, we continue on. Cerberus. These little cow things, use ice on them.
If it's red, use ice.
Yeah. Unless it's a red Karib.
Hey, use ice there too.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's go open some. Let's go. I love getting the key after doing like a little mini dungeon because it's just like, nah, I can just stop and go do Christmas.
Nope,
Allie
can't
can't
land in
park
the
on
woods.
trees.
Yeah.
That's coming in a later patch.
Trees have defeated airships in every Final Fantasy there's ever been. Here's where it all
True.
started.
All right, here we go. 8 free boxes. They got a silver shield. Got another ice sword. That's a pretty nice sword. A large knife. Oval money. A pet. Loose power
Ooh,
bomb.
Loose power bomb.
First loose. Does Allie put 2 and 2 together that that's a loose item? Is the important question.
This is our first loose, right?
Correctamundo.
Because we haven't even seen Canal, I don't. No, we haven't seen Canal.
No, we were flying first.
This is one of those days.
Uh-huh. All right. Cool beans. This looks like an ice tile. More mute. Alright, let's go open 6 more boxes. Let's see what Santa Canaria Claus has for us.
Are those Santa Claus sprites?
They should be.
Is that why they're oddly rotund?
They're just baggy, they're baggy ponchos they're wearing.
Are we sure they're baggy? Isn't that like a fashion tip to wear baggy clothing? To make yourself look slimmer?
Is that what we're doing? Is that why none of my clothes fit anymore? I just thought I was breastfeeding through Swiss. Alright. Yeah, save it. Yeah, you want to save it here. Just in case there's something goofy on these spike tiles, we can just reset out.
Yep, just in case you get ambushed and demolished.
Ooh. This is good. Not the ice 3. Use the fire 2.
Oh, pretty sure this is my number 6 tile.
Yeah, this is another red sprite you don't want to use ice on. Because it's a vampire.
Alright, this one counts. I'll give you this one.
Oh, I didn't even know we got Greggly Puff, the Duck Derby boss himself, hanging out with us. Good to see you, Craig. Thanks for coming out and cheering on Allie, the duckling. SolarioRex, the racer formerly known as Wab 1024. And 86 dogs barking in my backyard. I don't know if the mic's picking that up.
I mean, I'm not hearing it, so that's a good sign.
Cool, I hope I'm actually hearing it. And this is not the first auditory hallucination of my life.
Well, let's talk about some things to give you good hallucinations. Let's find out what's in these 2 boxes up here. Maybe get some... Maybe get ambushed. Maybe lose half our party.
How about ambush?
We're good. That's fine.
Heal pot, and yeah, that's a reset.
We got a heal
reset
pot.
for me, dog.
We got a heal pot and $1. We're good to go.
That's a reset for me, dog. Go to Northwest time. Go to Northwest. Let's do Northwest and see what those 3 boxes are.
Now
Castle's cool too.
We got to go to the party member store and buy more party members.
Yeah. These two broke. Can I get some new ones, please?
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're Medusa tile in Ice Cave.
With stun touch. So, nope. No thank you.
I mean,
and Allie buys her guitar. No, we don't want to deal with Gerbadeuses and stun touch. No.
Oh, we're level 17. Yeah, hard pass.
There's a bottle. So, okay. Maybe ice is required. Let's exit out and go find out.
Allie, no! We had 4 boxes over there! Allie, no! Alright.
There's 3 boxes here.
Yeah. Although...
Yeah, we did the thing with the elf prince and the Astos and the stuff, so let's go. And Solaria, you can't park there. No, never mind what Ale says, you can't park there. Alright, Catman, we're gonna take it.
If we're looking to patch levels, sure, fine. Blast Ice 3,
but
you get there.
They rolled over 234 health, so... Bleh. There's our pro rings for sale, guy. I missed that earlier. 10k. Not the worst. Not the best, but not the worst. Alright, we're through. Cool. Catmen, those cat size may not do anything nasty. Level 14, 15 across the board's pretty good. And Chimeras, that's another good ice fight.
Yep. There's a couple things in the game that are vulnerable to ice and also usually end up having enough health where the difference between ice and nuke will be notable. Chimera is one of them. Chimera is one of the ones that you should always ice 3 over nuke, because the potential to get up to 420 damage and more likely to have higher damage kind of really matters against Chimeras a lot of the time. Same with Waters.
And they rolled pretty high. Yeah, Water's the one aquatic-based sprite that you're not really going to want to use lightning on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Tiny Fairy's going to help us get promoted. That's cool. It's always good to have good references.
Yeah.
Alright, Solario forgoes promotion for now. Routing in ordeals. It's fine. I probably would have gone to promote just because we're level 17. You know, we could easily pick up 2-3 levels here in ordeals if we get good fights.
Right, and that would give us spell charges for our Knight and our Ninja.
Hey, Allie remembered to do the thing, but you gotta go the other way, Allie.
Yep.
We're getting there. And Solario relieves the old man of his job and says, you can go home now. You're done. And that is not an adverse side effect of the NPC guillotine. Alright, so nothing doing keylocked so far. Maybe Marsh, but I don't know if Allie's drunk enough of the dumb Kool-Aid that I've been serving to consider a Marsh dive. I mean, we've got exit and we got a hair trigger on the reset button.
Marsh is for the desperate. I don't know. So we bounced hard out of Ice Cave.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Buy a lit 3. Yeah, that's a good one. Lit 3 and bracket level 4. Harm 4 and life. That's pretty good. That Harm 4 will be learnable by the Red Wizard.
And that life is learnable by the Red Mage.
Yeah, so life, that's good to know. Alright, Allie, decision time. As Solario, blink and you miss it through the pillars. Wow, must have been a super kind pillar maze. What's this spike tile? Cold Wolves.
This is white dogs.
Wolves.
I want some hot dogs.
I like hot dogs. How do you feel about corn dogs?
They need a good dipping sauce. They really do.
That's not... Is that...
That's legal.
I didn't know you could park there.
We can validate there. No, yeah, we're good to go.
See, when I was a kid playing this game, she's about to walk past the spot that I didn't know you could park there. All right, just shove it in there, just like a glove. I used to park there as a kid. I just pointed up at your loose oxy ale.
That's our second loose.
Bingo, bango, let's all go. All
Yeah.
right. I can't believe she fit her airship in there. I'm beside myself.
I mean, I got a tile count, and it's not faster, but like the two other known options are notably slower, so we're still doing good.
Yeah, did Allie just inadvertently discover a new... Nope, there's nothing in that room, Allie. It's always worth checking on. Did they put a box in here?
No, it's not the What's All This Then show. I had nothing to do with this.
Oh no. Something did bad things, and we don't have that cure for. So...
It's fine.
Something did very bad things to Solario, and I was too busy curtailing my human reactions to Allie's parking job to see what it was. So hopefully it's nothing spoopy scary that we'll see again.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's a trash encounter in Ordeals, so that kind of narrows the list a bit.
Mm-hmm. It might have been... There's TNT.
My bet's gargoyles.
Well, speaking of gargoyles, here's some gargoyles.
They're like gargoyles, though with the G.
Makes me want to watch Golden Goyles. Which one's Sophia? Which one's... Oh, never mind.
Alliesong continuing with Ice 3 on the mummies. Oh, has actually masked out that they only have like 40 health, so we can just like brute force them with ice. I do love me some brute force strats.
Yeah. Alright, Solario. Time to go risk everything for this awkward promotion. Just I've yet to do it, but I just would love to hear the anecdote of a group of 4 people barging into their human resources manager's office and slamming down the severed tail of a giant rat, saying, I'll take executive washroom privileges, please. I would like to be promoted.
And then they just get lightning breath.
I have all these wonderful things I want to equip. Please.
Nope, we can't equip that Opal Gauntlet, and that's okay because we don't want to anyway. It's like a pro ring, but worse.
You threw the Zeus Gauntlet away.
We got enough AoE, we're fine.
Yeah, but the absorb.
What absorb?
It's better than the silver gauntlet that not gauntlet that ninja's wearing.
Solario can go to the store and buy pro rings. He's fine.
Laser focused Oxyel pickup for Allie. That's her second loose. Solario getting the doorbell to the Mirage Tower. Gonna get his loose power. No! Oh, he doesn't have the key yet.
Right.
So doesn't have the knowledge that. So Allie's got knowledge of 2 loose. Solario's got 1. And we are a cube from go mode. So that cube is gonna be loose. Right? We've done it. We've done all our other fetches. We've seen all our incentive locations.
Yeah. We did TNT, we did Adamant, we did Bottle, we did Slab. We have Herb, we have Crystal. Yeah, no, Crown. No, wait, we did Crown. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so loose cube and Marsh, let's go.
Oh, I don't want to see Cubeless Mirage. I have a feeling we're going to see Cubeless Mirage.
Alright, Cure 4 paying out dividends for Allie here.
As someone who never takes a White Mage for any reason, seeing the accessible Cure 4 is just like, this is real convenient. Shame the White Mage just stands there all combat. But that's the trade-off, right? Is like, the White Mage is the best thing in the world you can have for out-of-combat stuff. It's such an amazing utility for like endgame stuff where everything is going to be super deadly. We remembered where we parked. White Mage has a ton of good uses, do not get me wrong. But, like, in this game I have a laser focus on combat efficiency, and White Mage just doesn't fit into that for me.
I like White Mage. I will typically run the Fighter Rainbow if it's flags that I'm unfamiliar with. If it's not a race, like if I'm doing like one of our weekly asyncs or something like that on the Discord server, or like one of the challenge seeds, if I'll do a Fighter Rainbow there. If it's just a random practice for a race, I'll do it. But if I have like a known draft that I'm doing with my opponent, I won't. I'll practice whatever comp that is. But White Mage isn't typically a part of my strategy either. I do the Shadow Walker School of Thought, the Fighter Red Double Black. I love that party so much, and I won't ever drop one of the black mages down because spell charges are super important to me, and I want all of them. So a dead black mage makes me sad. So I just run. I usually run 4 up, and with these flags, I mean, I haven't had a problem getting levels with that party, and because that's one of the biggest arguments for the short man party is levels. But I see people running 3-person parties and running from fights, and it's just like, well, you're sort of defeating your own. You're hoisting yourself by your own petard here.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna run 3-man, you have to take fights. If you're gonna run 2-man, you have to take fights. And because trying to flee with 2 or 3-man parties, like it could be super scary, especially if the enemies outnumber you, which 9 times out of 10 they're gonna. So, Allie into the volcano, gonna clean this up, gonna light her first orb, probably in a little bit better place with that promotion against this carry, as Solario Diving Sea doesn't want to do cubeless guy, can respect the play. And there's good levels here too. That this fight right here, just the 2 sprites, pretty good. Any Naga's good Naga if they don't have like 600 HP.
Yep. And waters are worth a weirdly large amount of experience.
Yeah. Most of the elementals I've noticed are like you get a 4-pack of fires that fall to a single ice 3. Like yes please. Oh, gotta go check that box, bud. You need that rusted pith iron hat.
Yeah. But yeah, elementals are generally worth like kind of weirdly a lot of experience, but waters are worth even more than airs.
Oh, that is strange.
Yeah. Fun things I learned when calculating my grind tile list, because I thought waters wouldn't have been on there, and it turns out that they're worth like just buckets of experience. Like
yeah.
waters are on my top 10 list twice.
Yeah, I know, like, it's because of you that I know that the Water Naga spike tile, if it's not scary with skills and high HP, it's one to take every time if you've got enough ice 3s or nukes in your bag.
Yep, it's the number 2 tile.
Well, I guess it's a question for offline. if like how factoring in like the plus modifier into that, when does that outpace your number 1, the 4 worms? Because that could be 8 enemies on that tile, as opposed to 4.
So it's a question of balancing like the ceiling versus the floor, because with when it's 1 to 2 Naga and 3 to 6 waters, so the bottom end of that is 1 Naga and 3 waters, which that will never, no matter the scaling, that will never come close to 3 worms. In terms of the ceiling, that's an interesting question, because if it's like a super high plus and not very high multiplication, I don't know if the plus actually matters enough to make just having more things worth more.
Yeah. So while we're talking, Solario grabs his second ribbon, and a question from our tracker Zodecahedron: what's the number 1? The 4 worms.
Yep. I might as well just bust out the list real quick. Hang on, I've got it on my desktop.
Dude,
right,
David Letterman style, 10 to 1.
Alright, so, Lorphin Borfin's top 10 grind tiles. Here we go. We got number 10, honorary position, not necessarily based on just, like, horsepower, but based on, like, just how easy it is and how much there is. 2 to 3 eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, top end of 9,675 experience. After that, the number 9 tile, the thing that everyone says I'm insane for trying to take, 5 to 9 bad men.
Yeah, I mean, if they roll low and you got like Ice 3 that can roll through them and they don't have a nasty script, absolutely.
Top end of 11,367. After that, we've got the number 8 tile, 2 to 4 red D.
I like that one, especially when an Ice 3 will take them out.
Top end of that is 11,616.
I'm going to have a comment for every one of these, just so you know. Agamas with glands. Oof.
Eesh, yikes. After that, we've got the number 7 tile, 3 to 6 waters. Top end of 11,772. Bring your Ice 3.
Yeah. Basically.
After that, we got the number 6 tile, 1-2 Zombie D plus 1-3 Whiz Vamp, top end of 11,817.
Yep, which we saw already in TOF and said no thank you. Because that also can be pretty nasty if you don't have Fire 3, Harm 4, or non-elemental sweeper.
Yeah, the Whiz Vamps hit hard sometimes.
Ooh, Allie's gonna take the worms though, so your number one tile.
Because it's the number 1 tile, because it's just so much experience. Ooh.
And they're very little, so a Sword Swing and 2 Ice 3s will get it done, so it's pretty good. Yeah. Wow, and Wab, or Solario just noped right out of it, so...
And let's look at this beautiful number of 8,000 experience for each individual party member. Mm-hmm. Seems good. So, back to the top 10 list, we got our number 5 tile, 1-2 Gershark plus 1-2 Big Eye, top end of 11,904.
I like that one. That's one of my favorites.
Yep, Big Eyes are generally helpless. Gersharks can get kind of big and it gets a little awkward, but usually a safe one to take. So 5 to 9, the top end is all in the 11,000 and change range. Here's where it starts going up.
Where the point values really go nuts.
The number 4 tile, 1-2 Iron Gall, top end of 13,434.
Yeah. The B-side to the Garland fight.
Yep.
For those keeping score at home.
Always
unrunnable.
Yep.
Until you start messing around in the beta.
Bring your Lightning 3 or your Nuke.
Yeah, or Fade. Fade'll do.
Fade'll do.
Yeah.
The number 3 tile, 2-4 Gas D, top end of 16,272.
The fight that broke the XP overflow, and they had to change how our level ups worked in the randomizer. And here comes carry 1. Let's see if Allie can get through this a little easier as Solario on his way to Kraken. So held on the fighter. Feels bad. Ice 3 gonna come out 57. So not doing a whole lot. We should have, if not now, by the time we leave here, those nuke charges. It's gonna stick with the Ice 3s. We're gonna chip it down. So another round of Invis 2s, I would hazard a Cure 4 onto that fighter. Cure 4 not only will heal you to full, but it will remove any status effect other than stone in combat. And foregoing the Cure 4 and using Invis 2, that's a problem. And there's the slow, so quote-unquote free round. And here comes Kraken. How we doing, Kraken? We're gonna swing fast and rack life. Fast goes out, ink comes out. We ran out of things for the White Mage to do.
Thorhammer time.
Thorhammer. Yeah. Other bricks. So, knows that we got a refast after slow, but Blaze. And Brack comes out for Solario, lights his second orb. So, making quick work of these Fiend dungeons, now that we've overcome the carry problem, and which was levels. So now Solario with levels, but gonna go back in for the waterfall, and we're in Problem Town for Allie here on carry. Resorting to chip damage, because we ain't got nothing else to do.
Spell chip damage is not the worst plan in the world here. We've got tons of Ice 3 and Lightning 3 that we've been throwing a lot of. It'll do somewhere between 30 and 50 damage, but carry only has like 600 base health, so if we're just layering on enough of these, can maybe get there.
We gotta keep our health up, so I would love to see some heal 2 spam right about now. Heal 2 with that White Mage. She's a White Mage. Let her heal 2. Don't drink. Don't drink. You have heal 2. You have 5 charges of heal 2. So you throw a zap.
Ooh, zap. Yeah, Hail Mary time. We got not a whole lot left.
Zap. Ineffective. Ooh, alright. We had enough invis fired out. So we did spend a lot. Gonna use Cure 1. We have Heal 2. I wonder if she's just not seeing it on the far right of that, in the third slot on that spell. Alright, so as long as Carrie sticks to melee, we might be okay here with just chip damage through. I would love to see her use that heal 2. She's got 2 heal 2 casters. But sticking to the single cure 1. And Solario on the mermaids. Looking.
Heal 2. Heal 2. Heal 2. Alright, so we're out. So, yeah, out of Ice 3, out of Lightning 3, time for Zap. Just one more Hail Mary Zap, and then we can just try with Fire 2. It will be bad damage, but it will be some damage.
Yeah. Carrie not going to have a Cure 4 spell, so all our damage is permanent. And what did Wab just opened something worth going back for? Procate, pretty good. We gotta. Oh, there goes. Down goes a bunch of our heal 2s and the rest of our sweeper spells. So we are in trouble. It's panic time now. So Carrie 1 being the first gatekeeper here. This is no muy bueno.
Nope, we got 2 Fire 2s. Let's hope we can get there with legendary chip damage.
20. And nothing here in the mermaids.
Oh, but if we RNG loop, which we got to now,
Yeah.
Hold A and pray.
Nope. Fast yourself. 2 hits, 2 damage. Fast yourself.
Oh.
Okay. Didn't want to try the RNG loop.
Yeah.
Also bounces hard off of the volcano. But are we going to go back in?
Thinking about it. Thinking against it.
Alright. So Solario nearly finished with his full clear here of Sea Shrine. He's got 1 box left to find this cube. So cube is either gonna be Marsh or
right there.
Right there. Wow. Wow.
Everyone
Troll
loves
cube.
TFC North.
Da 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 da. Healed Spike Tiles. We were on number 3, the Iron Goal.
Right, so Iron Goal is number 4, 2 to 4 Gasty was number 3.
Right. Thank you.
So last total was 16,272. The number 2 tile, 1 to 2 Naga and 3 to 6 Waters, top end 16,482.
Oh boy.
Bring your Ice 3.
Yeah.
And then the top end, first place, the 3 to 4 Worm tile with a ceiling of 17,376.
Wow. So Solario lights his second orb, but wants some more resources. So we've got Kraken kill, we've got Lich down, level 7 Temper. That's only Black Wizard. Less than ideal. Is it time to wake up the ninja to get him some levels? It might be time to wake up that ninja. We have 2 katanas. We don't have a Masa, we don't have a Vorpal. It might be time to dump some XP into that ninja.
With C in our rear view mirror, I think the opportunity has come and gone. Because we would have to invest a lot of time and effort to get that ninja up to a serviceable level, I think.
Well, let me throw an idea at you. Clearly he's not going to do it because we left Gaia. We still have to go in a volcano. He knows that worm tile is the red D tile.
Mm-hmm.
That's a serviceable grind because we're going to be doing fire last. So.
Right.
And we know that they don't have much health, so. Like, you could kill Carrie, walk back to that grind, do it until all of your party members slowly fall away, and you just have the fighter in the night. Just get up to like late 20s, maybe 30, 31, 32.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, so the ninja's back up right now, so there's going to be at least some level padding going on. I guess the question is how far?
Yeah, I'm bad with weapon breakpoints, especially with the thief fixes. So I think it's like 23 is 5th hit for the katana.
Yeah, it's 23 or 24.
Yeah.
And the next hit is
31?
I think so. 30 or 31.
Yeah, I think it's every 8 levels. But oh, Allie's gonna go look at a room that I forgot existed. Oh wait, no, I know where she's on Earth 2. For some reason I thought she was on Earth 3. And I was like, what? There's a room up there?
Now introducing the in memoriam of Caleb chest.
Yeah, I thought, because I saw like that kind of cluster, and I thought she was going to the often scuffed chest on Earth 3
Right.
and went up, and I was like, wait, there's a, yeah, oh no,
Bat,
you
nope.
got to follow the bat out.
Yeah, bat please.
Just keep, yeah. Welcome to getting dang bat.
Yeah.
So if you're Solario, do you feel comfortable with your gear loadout? Decent armor, X-Cal, katanas?
X-Cal is a really good weapon for every boss that is not Tier 2 or Chaos. So I'm feeling a little nervous about those, but otherwise, I feel like this is okay.
Okay. I mean, we had low-level fast, but high-level temper.
Right, and temper is what would be necessary to make X-Cal a good weapon versus Tier 2 and Chaos.
Yeah, you just gotta push the bat down the hallway, Allie. It's just welcome at the end of the ride.
You gotta be that forceful friend. You just push the bat through.
Oh no! And push its friends through. So we'll get you your punch card at the end of the ride. You now have been J. Cooper Bat. The worst it's ever happened to me was on this floor, and it happened in the hallway in front of the vampire room. I had 2 bats in there.
I think that was shortly before it was patched to move like 6 of the bats on the floor to the bat party room.
This was over the summer in the one-day tournament that Trenton hosted.
Oh. Yeah. Your bad luck is supreme. I yield to it.
It might have just been 1, but it might have been 2. I don't know. I ended up having to reset because they just wouldn't get out of the hallway. It might have just been 1, and then a second one came in here. We're on the Bridge of Destiny. Zodecahedron's got his bless RGs in chat. Where are yours? Not yours. I'm just asking everybody. The nebulous yours.
The royal yours. No, I've got a different emote lined up. I'm ready to go.
Nope. Mudgull Sorcerer.
So many encounters. It feels real good.
And how about some nachos?
It was time for a nacho break.
Go for some nachos.
I could really go for some nachos. Like nachos with meat. Just any kind of meat. Steak, hamburger, chicken, I don't care.
Do you do the sour cream on your nachos?
If they're just like loaded nachos and there's like a lot of stuff, I'll go for it. But if it's just, you know, chips and cheese and meat, no, I'll pass on the sour cream.
Yeah, I'm not a sour cream guy. I'll make like a crema or something with like cilantro and like some lime juice, but here comes Tia 2. I talk about food. That's what I do. I'm not even hungry right now.
I'm super hungry right now. It's one of our faults.
Nachos. Invis 2 coming out. So Katana Swing 4 is 45 damage. Brack firing through. Ineffective. No pizzas this time. Maybe next time. Here comes X-Cal Swing 4. 4 hits 135. Brack. It's pizza time. Working into pizzas. Third orb lit. Solario ready to have his vengeance on Carrie.
This is pretty good, really not bad time so far for SolarioRex. 123 with 2 of the shorter Fiend Dungeons to go. Seems good.
One of the shorter Fiend Dungeons.
One of the, excuse me. I was,
Yeah, he recovered nicely after the the volcano wipe and the full clear of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely putting up a good time. Allie not far behind either. She also struggled with the hard bounce on carry, but doing the same plays that Solario did.
Right.
She will get a little bit of reward here. I think there was a ribbon up here for her.
Yeah. We're gonna do Earth Cave to lift our spirits up. Everyone loves picking on Lich. After that, I'd love to see the continued of the following footsteps headed for a sea play. Because I feel like that's the next best destination.
Yeah, especially if she does mermaid side first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she'll get a whole lot of nothing on the mermaid floor. But if she clears the TFC side, she'll get that cube and can skip at least the Sharknado floor, which we didn't see anything on. Make up some time. And gonna skip the X-Cal.
Interesting. Does Allie have Mazza? No.
No. Massa we didn't see. It's probably in Marsh. Marsh or somewhere in one of the boxes that Solario skipped in Sky. His question from chat from Meridian BC is SolarioRex Latin for Sun King? I don't know. I don't have my slab translated. I know SolarioRex is the racer formerly known as WAB 1024.
Oh no, it's petrification time. I can't look. Too many bad memories.
It's fine. It's gonna be okay. Here comes carry 2 for Solario. We're gonna fight. Fast, the X-Cal. Fast. Nope, Ice 3. Okay. And Allie opting for the less than optimal top route through Earth 4. Where are you on this floor? I didn't know that was a path you could take. Carry 2 has Vengeance, his SolarioRex's. And now that we're ready for Topher mode, we need to look at our resources and figure out how we're going to get through this. And levels and more magic, maybe?
Right. Our levels are ambitious. It's not impossible, but it is ambitious. We need heals, let's top off some magic, and then consider whether or not we're just going to bust in the front door, or if we're going to try grind somewhere.
So we didn't see a decent grind readily accessible except the Whiz Vamps and Zombie Ds.
That's the one I'm looking at this point, but I don't know that Solario knows that's there.
He didn't do key lock checks. So he doesn't know about the power bunk and Dwarf Cave either. But if he's even a little bit insecure about his gear, I can't see him skipping it.
Right.
He has 8 boxes, just, 70 steps away, or however many it is through the Dwarf Cave.
$68? No, that feels too much. I'm not sure.
I just threw out a number.
I started counting. I got lost at 10.
Alright, but we are gonna do... We're gonna do Canaria Armory. So these 6 boxes worth opening, but in Solario's mind, not in our mind, because we didn't find anything here. You gotta love when the randomizer puts boxes with the same amount of gold right next to each other.
I know. It's the worst thing in the world, because you open one and then you open the other and it's just like, wait, what?
But I just got 423 gold. Now, if it were like the max gold chest, that'd feel real good. Alright, nope, can't get that Cure 4. We can get that Fog 2 and Invis 2, though. Those will put in some work. Good to have 2 Invis 2 casters. Especially without a white shirt or defense sword. could have cast Harm 4. Oh, we didn't need to. Good night, Lich.
Yeah, the fun part about Lich is that you really don't have to optimize anything.
Yeah.
Like, you could just hold A with a Knight and 3 mages, and you're probably still 2-rounding it.
So, Allie lights her first orb. Solario, all 4 orbs lit, heading into Topher. We have level 2 exit. Maybe we'll see a cheeky Topher level 3 grind. Just kind of walk around the hallways, or we're just gonna maybe just dive it and see if we can do it. Psst, Zoe. Solario has 4 orbs lit. Thanks, buddy. Alright, so coming in 129. That's a really good time with these flags. Grogers, unrunnable Grogers, just chew up my resources. This would be a wonderful time for that Zeus Gauntlet we threw away.
Yeah, it would conserve on resources. It would let us keep, you know, the Ice 3s, the Lightning 3s, the nukes, and everything. Even the Fire 2 could be useful somewhere.
Level 7 Fade, that is Red Wizard learnable.
Yep.
Gonna do a validation check here. Did Wab... Oh, validation ribbon. Where's Will Bloodworth at? That dude loves him some validation ribbons. I was gonna say, did we see anybody pick up Lock or Lock 2? I saw Lock 2 there in Honorac. I don't remember seeing Lock 1.
I don't recall seeing Lock or Lock 2 in either runner's active spell lists, but it's pretty deep in there, and we don't flip to the second page very often.
Yeah. Alright, Allie looking at what she's got, and are we gonna do mermaids, or are we gonna do the Kraken side first?
I think Ali is making the one actual, like, pivotal decision of which side of C you do first, because I know everyone says do Kraken side first because if loose items, blah blah blah. But the real question is, do you think you have the levels to take on Kraken? If not, do mermaids first. If yes, do Kraken first.
Alright, cool. And we're gonna do full clear TFC floor first, so this is gonna save her even more time if she goes to TFC North first. So, awesome decision making here for Allie.
Yeah.
Gonna save her a truck ton of time. If she continues to clear looking for Masa or something, her advantage here will bust out. But
yep.
The important thing is that she's doing this floor first.
Turn 1 Bane.
And Lich with Bane, yeah, that's the bad times. But we should be fine. Oh, we got rid of one of the inks though, so much for the 4-ink chaos dream. One day that dream will come true.
That would be amazing.
Oh no, Allie, go back up! Go back up, Allie. You did TFC, but do TFC North.
It's fine. We'll get it on the way out.
Not Canoe Gate. This is Canoe Gate all over again.
This is Canoe Gate 2.0, or at least it's shaping up to that. But I have faith that Allie will check TFC North. That was just weird, kind of convenient routing on the way to Mermaids, hoping it's there, and then we just route to TFC North on the way out.
Yeah.
Carry our levels. It's fine.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine.
It's fine. Here comes Carry 2. Is Carry 2 fine? Invis 2. Fast. Alright, please. I just hope that she knows that there's a box up there.
Hello, Carry with Nuke.
Carry with Nuke.
And not a lot of health.
Yeah, so... Paper Mache Carry. I am backseat tracker.
I can't help it.
That's fine. And it's only because I just sat down on my couch, too. Usually I stand throughout commentary, but I've been standing a lot the past couple days, so I need to sit down.
Is this your yelling at the TV moment? Ooh, Sea
Yeah.
Trolls with Ice too. That's gonna be some annoying damage. That's gonna sap heal potions and possibly leave us empty after Tia 2.
He might have heal 2 on that red mage.
But
it was level 2, so we'd have to be judicious with it because we want to leave at least 3 charges for a fast on, possibly more in case Chaos comes out with a slow 2. We want to use that fast to negate it.
Right.
So yeah, use the heal pots while we got them. Proper cape for a proper run.
I'm gonna start calling it the proper cape now.
Yeah, I picked that up from Thunder. I was calling it the professional cape, part of our spring outerwear collection.
Oh, here we go. We didn't. Allie didn't exit. Allie's on the move. We're headed to TFC North.
Please.
Make it so.
Please. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And the crowd all breathed a sigh of relief. Okay. Because sometimes, like, the Sea Shrine floors can be so confusing, even if you've played through the vanilla game a bunch, like, forgetting where boxes are is so easy to do. And if this is only her 6th race, I'm sure she's done plenty of practices, as evidenced by the marked improvement in her routing and play altogether. If you forget where a box is, like, oh my god.
Right. There's I've seen 2 different schools of thought on how to clear Mermaid's side. There's the school of thought that says clear the boxes as you go, leaving Mermaids for last. And then there's a school of thought that says there's a billion boxes on Mermaid floor, do that first, and then loop in the pre-Mermaid floor on your way out the door.
So she's got her cube, so effective go mode. She definitely has had the bottle and slab because she's promoted. Backseat tracking, bro. The Solario didn't see anything nasty on Kraken 2. Had all 4 Light Warriors survive the fight. Here comes Tia 2. And what are we gonna do? Gonna lay on the invis, yeah. Get that evasion up just in case. Wow. So not getting punished for not buying lock yet. Okay, he did buy lock too. Cool. Good job, Solario. Proud of you. Because that's one of those things that Solario, runner coming back to the community since the lock and lock 2 fixes have come out. One of those things that you might not be in your comfort wheelhouse to buy.
Right, because for the longest, like in the vanilla game, lock is either busted or counterproductive, depending on which version you're looking at. And the randomizer, for the longest time, we fixed that, but we kept the accuracy to whatever the spell listed it as, which is very ungood. And then we decided that was dumb, so now lock and lock 2 just hit, and everything is better.
Yeah, lock 2 is real good. Lock 2 and lock 1 effectively doing the same thing, reducing an enemy's agility or evasion by 20, which is half of an invis stack. So if you could fire out 2 or 3 of them per round, whatever evasion that enemy had is just going to melt away, and your sword swings are going to go through the roof.
Right.
Especially, like, if you have a fasted knight with a 24, like level 24 with Masa, and you're not getting 10 hits, it's time to use some locks and lock 2s.
Right. It
Lock
makes
2 being the AoE version where lock the single target. They both do the same thing, though.
Right. It makes the evade capped bosses where you tape down the A button and go to bed kind of a thing of the past, assuming you can get enough charges of lock or lock 2 out without dying to whatever the boss is doing to you.
And Allie either checking our notes, checking a phone call, something.
This might be
Taking
a map
break
check.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, this floor is the weird one that catches a lot of new players because there are so many jerk dead ends for no reason on this floor.
Yeah. So one of the things I think about with these, every floor in Sea Shrine on the way to Kraken, prioritize going left until you can go up, and then go up, and that will get you through. So left and then up immediately. Never left as far as you can go and then up, but left and then up until you can see a staircase.
That's a
If you can
pretty
see
good
a staircase,
pattern,
yeah. It'll carry you through. Like, obviously the bean floor and these little floors like here, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're not going to go very far without losing where you need to go.
Yeah.
Pretty good menuing there too for Allie, in an heals in an awkward spot.
So, SolarioRex, I believe, is on... Yeah, we're in front of Chaos, but we're in Problem Town. We ran out of heal pots. We could not get the ninja back to full health, but it's acting kind of as a meat shield. So what are we doing with our time? We're going to try some Invis 2, some Fast, some more Invis 2, and a test Katana Swing forwards for damage. That tells us that we're not dealing with any evasion, really, which is good information to have. Incoming Punch really hits that Black Wizard hard. 2 Invis 2s go out. Let's see what we're doing with round 2. Here we go. We're going to try Stab with Katana. We're going to try Tempering up that Knight. Knight is going to swing. And we're going to try some more Invis 2. Temper goes off. Ninja Swing goes out. 4 hits, 47 damage. Invis 2 goes off. That's our third stack. We're halfway to evasion cap. Swing with the X-Cal. 7 hits, 7 damage. Blaze coming in. Down goes the Black Wizard. What are we doing now? We're going to try 2 fights and an Invis 2. We're out of Invis 2 casts, I think, unless that Knight has some in reserve, and we're only at 4 of 6. That's low damage. Incoming Nuclear, that's not low damage. That was actually kind of really high damage. What are we doing now? How about some... heal 2? Heal 2. But the Inferno gets there first. No healing for us. Let's try a swing. 5 hits, 6 damage. That's not good. Incoming Nuclear, and down goes Solario's party. That is a nightmare of a chaos.
Yeah. We're going to need some levels.
Yep.
Hey, we're going to check Dwarfs. He's going to get his Power Bonk.
Power Bonk will help, but
yeah,
we need either actually that's a Vorpal Chaos if I've ever seen one, because Absorb was sky high but there was like no evasion, so Vorpal would be real nice. Power Bonk's gonna help, but we just need more health to survive all the incoming AoE.
Yep, and you can go ahead and throw that Pro Ring on the ground, because you can just equip that Power Gauntlet with your ribbon. And he has the information of the third validation ribbon too, so that's pretty good, because Allie's still opening boxes. Got some gear and security, and Solario feels ready with just the Power Bonk adjustment.
It's bold if we can keep... So if we can balance our Invis 2 charges, so we can carry 6 into Chaos, and then hope he just goes all melee, it could work. There's a lot of conditional ifs in that statement.
Equip the Power Gauntlet and you can put your shield back on. Power Gauntlet is 2 less absorb than the Pro Ring. And you don't need the added death resistance because you have it from the ribbon.
Right.
So, yeah. Feels bad. Alright, Allie's still opening boxes. Must not feel super secure with her gear.
I want to say that this is looking for gear, but one of the other things that new players kind of struggle with is the concept of go mode and when am I in go mode. I think Allie is still looking, because Allie found Power Gauntlet, Allie found Cube. Other one was Oxio. No, Allie's 3 for 3 on loose. So we found every possible key item thing. We just got to go.
Yeah, go mode is gotta go fast mode.
Yeah.
So it's one of the things that like took me a while to learn. It's to be like, but what if I open this box and it's the Masa? It's just like, no, you can't think like that. You just gotta go. You gotta go fast. If you wanna race competitively, learning when to go and when to go fast is super important. It's one of those things that I've tried to pick up watching folks like Edgeworth and Crabcakes and Spellzap, watching them and the way they race and what they're able to get through Topher with can be astounding to hear as a new player. Like what you did it with a falchion, you did it with a light axe. Like if the spells land the right way and you can just have magic to carry you through and buff you, not necessarily even saying like a level 1 to 4 nuke, but tempers and sabers and just knowing how to manage your resources on a minimalist dive can shave double-digit minutes off your runs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things like Allie, this is her 6th race. You know, come Duck Derby time, it's gonna be a whole different game, I'm sure. Because you saw Solario basically get through with the same gear that she has all the way to Chaos. The only difference being levels.
Right. So on the right side, we've got Speed Bump Mark II, which is going to disappear in a moment, but on the left side, we have Allie versus Kraken 1. We're going to throw up a bit of Invis 2. We're going to go for some Lightning 3. Kraken, I believe, is vulnerable.
Yeah, we don't have Brack for Allie. Gotta do this the old-fashioned way.
It's a bit of a challenge. Never mind. Kraken's already dead. This is why I shouldn't say things.
Yeah, maybe Solario didn't Brack Kraken. Yeah, because he also had a very quick Kraken fight.
Right. So quick stay at the hotel, and we're off and headed elsewhere. So we still have Revenge versus Carry to worry about, but in the meantime, if we're really still interested in opening boxes, we got that whole space cave thing to worry about.
I want a backseat track. pretty sure we got that bottle and tail. Like, she's running with. I mean, is she promoted?
Maybe.
Oh right, Bottle came from Ice Cave, and we had a hard time in Ice Cave, and we didn't go back.
Right, we bounced out of Ice Cave.
Yeah, my bad, Dodecahedron. This is why you don't track the trackers. Trackers go track you. Yep. I stand corrected. I'm bad with custom sprites that aren't eggs. Oh no, my name's gonna change.
No, it's not. You're not hearing anything.
Well, what if I told you I just stood up?
So, Solario making good time, headed back towards the scene of the previous crime. Kraken 2 was not much of an obstacle. The big problems, I think, were Tia 2 and Chaos. And we'll see how many more heal pods we have this time as opposed to last time.
Yeah.
Oh, you hate to see the fight right before Kraken 2. It's one of the worst feelings in the world. Because then we gotta stop, we gotta heal back up.
You gotta panic and make sure that you didn't step one step too far. And here's proof that I stood up while interacting with chat. Walk back to my keyboard. Typing wrongly. Because there's no capital 3. Alright. Yeah, single hit for 8 damage. Uh-oh. I guess.
Alright, I'll stop.
Alright, X-Cal, doing X-Cal stuff. 6 hits, 447. Okay. Yeah, Kraken 2 not too scary. As long as he's not punching.
Yeah.
Allie gonna check the Badman box. We're gonna get revenge. What if this is the Masa?
Oh! That would be a wild ride.
I'm ready for it.
We didn't get ambushed.
So we can run.
Running is safer than anything else. Trance. Miss, hit, hit. Sorry, hit, miss, miss, hit.
Hey,
but we get away!
Oh! Pure potion. The saddest pure potion that ever pure potioned.
Final Fantasy Randomizer. It's not always this.
That was the first pure potion ever to be brewed. Kept here in Canarian cold storage. That's the name of this Super Metroid room. Fast on that katana. Temper on the X-Cal. I mean, technically Tia's got a type, so...
Yep.
X-Cal will do some work here.
Tia does have a type, but also usually has enough absorb that it doesn't strictly matter.
Yeah. But we're doing work here. We can swing chip damage, saving important save on at least 4 of those Invis 2s because I'm pretty sure his knight has 2 bumps of Invis 2. So
oh, perfect.
6 Invis 2s gonna be what we need. And yep, knight has 2 charges of the level 1 Invis 2. So 6 Invises will get our evasion up to 240, which is evasion cap. Means we only get hit if we get crit, and if we get crit, it doesn't matter because it's just sad times.
Yep.
But I mean, if we, I know Invis 2 and Fog 2 shared levels, but if we had extra charges after getting Invis capped, evade capped, Fog would help with those crits if they came through. But that's splitting hairs, being technically right time.
I know some people are big on Fog 2 strats because it's the case of like Invis 2 will save you unless you get crit, but
yeah.
A similar pile of Fog 2 will save you no matter what. And I just can't quite buy into that. I would rather
Yeah,
because I feel like you need 8 to 10 Fog 2s to really hit that sweet spot, whereas you always only need 6 Invis 2.
Yeah, it's one of those things like I like them together. Because 6 hits for 6 damage is still 6 damage as opposed to a swing and a miss.
Right.
So, Invis 2 ends with no damage. Fog ends with chip damage.
Right.
You know, but damage nonetheless. And there's nothing... Well, it will impact some of the crit damage. Simple Sarah in chat saying Fog 2 won't stop the crit part of the crit damage. It will after a certain point. The crits, I forget how the formula works, but you can get some of that damage down.
So, the way Fog 2 is weird. Like most spells in the game, it's weird. Ordinarily, Absorb is calculated versus hits, but not calculated versus crits. The Absorb applied by Fog 2 applies that Absorb to both regular hits and crits. So it will impact crits, but because it's like your main Absorb goes up to like 65, but your crit Absorb is 8, you'll barely notice it until you start really layering it on. It's the only thing in the game that affects crit damage.
And Solario bounces hard again off of Chaos, keeping the door open for Allie who's doing this Gerbadusa grind, so she's found how she's going to get her levels.
I don't hate Gerbadusa grinds. They're usually easy. I think Allie is at a high enough level that the stun touch is largely avoidable, and we just need like 1 to 2 ice 3s and we're good to go.
And here comes Wab looking for where he's going to get his levels. And maybe looking for... We saw him opening boxes, looking for a better sword. The only boxes we haven't seen are Marsh and where we skip boxes in Sky. Because we did Mirage 1 and 2. Solario, be a gem and go to Marsh for me. We got a spike tile down there.
Yeah. This is not a grind tile hunt. We're hunting for something.
We've bounced twice off of Chaos. We know we need to make an adjustment. We're gonna check. It looks like we might be checking the Topher spike tile. Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna get good info here. If he can get through it. Let's see how high these things are.
This is generally not a fight I would want to bring fire to.
Yeah,
Unless the Whiz Vamps roll low like that.
Alright, Whiz Vamps roll low, Zombie D is a little high. Open the box, yeah, might as well, just in case.
Alright, maybe this is a treasure hunt. Maybe we're looking for Mazza or Vorpal.
Yeah. And Allie out with her bottle now. It's time to promote for Alliesong. So she's gonna feel good about that.
Yeah, you buy the champagne, and then you get the reference, and then you throw a party in the HR office.
Yeah, and try not to violate those codes of conduct. And so, gonna get the information that we can come back for that temper.
Right.
Actually, yeah, it's the bottom slot of black and Onrak that is black mage learnable.
Top slot of Gaia is red mage learnable.
I was talking about for the black mage. Black mage can learn bottom slot of level 7 and Onrak, because that is vanilla blind.
Right.
Which, yeah.
Level 7 permissions are the ones that I don't remember for unpromoted white mage and black mage.
Yeah. Can learn top slot. Black mage can learn top slot of Gaia and bottom slot of Onrak, because that's Ice 3 and blind. White mage can't learn anything in Gaia, but can learn both spells in Onrak pre-promotion, because that's a rub and heal 3.
Okay.
I had my little handy-dandy printout right there. Probably a year ago when I was still learning where the spell charges were. I printed out that Excel sheet.
Nice. I have stared at many an Excel sheet just trying to be like, alright, I'm staring at a lot of different colored boxes with dots. What does any of this mean? And then eventually I figured it out.
Yeah, levels 1 to 6 I got pretty good now, but level 7 still one I'm still wrapping my brain around.
Yeah.
How often do you buy level 7 magic?
Not, I mean, unless we're like 300% or north, not very often.
Yeah. But this is Solario's level situation. This is our solution, rather. And it's fine. It was scary when we hit this at like level 12 and 13 for Allie, but now we're so excited. Did we just
Allie,
reset out without the tail?
Allie, did you reset without the tail?
I think she may be saved in the end, and it was just sort of walking around.
That could be.
Yeah. I get it. It's one of those, another thing, like you just forget that just resetting. Oh, well, we flew too far south. where you're just like you forget that you can just reset after you save it.
Yep.
All
That
right.
was one of those things I had to learn when I first started playing this, because I thought it's literally you save at the end and then you walk out of town. It doesn't cost that much time. Depending on the town, it costs an absurd amount of time.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate that Solario isn't in a position to one-round these
Right.
encounters. But if we're working to get to a two-person party, we don't have houses, so we got to go all the way back to Canaria.
That's not the worst time loss in the world, because it's right there, and I
Yeah.
believe we still have a cabin to make sure that our menuing is all set.
And Allie figuring out, is it revenge time on Carrie?
We're in orbit of the volcano. Just gotta park the boat.
All right.
Yeah.
Solario back in with some more levels this time.
Mhm.
This time with more levels.
Again, with feeling.
And you can see Allie using the lava tiles to her advantage, not progressing the encounter table, trying to walk on as many as possible. It's one of those things where, A, walking's hard. B, trying to figure out an optimal path through the lava. For me, it took a lot of watching other people that are better than me do it before I learned the optimal path. Like, is that better? And that's why I do the weird thing on the carry floor now, which I just started doing like just a few weeks ago, where you walk up, hit the lava, and then go around it, and then cut across. So you have.
Do you go left first or down first?
Left first.
Okay, yeah.
No, I go from the stairs. I go up into the lava and then across left and then down.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so you have one on the.
You have one fewer tile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked that up from watching Thunder, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. And I watched my VOD back, and Shadow Walker was like, Caleb, what are you doing? And then even Cece was like, technically that's faster. I was like, yay!
It is. It's one of those things that's just like 90% of the time it's the slower route, but that other 10% of the time, that one tile potentially saved you an encounter, and it's going to be just like light years faster.
Yeah. So I just do it all the time now. And then I was calling a race last night with. Oh, it was Danny. I was calling a race with Danny and Salty Fry. Might not have been last time. Might have been 2 nights ago. This whole tournament is just a blur.
Right.
And Salty Fry on Volcano Floor 4, not the big massive lava one, but the one you hit right before the Agama floor.
Yeah.
Went left and then routed around. Like went left and down instead of just going straight down and then left, and I was like, Salty Fry knows what he's doing. Is that more steps but fewer open tiles? And I haven't gone back to actually look at the map, and now that we've got a little break in the action, I'm gonna look at my Nintendo Power Strategy Guide that I have right here.
Yeah, because whatever that says, you just do the opposite, and it's probably accurate.
No, I'm just looking at the map. And yeah, it looks like it's 3 steps. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It might have just been tilted or sort of just nerve-routing, but it looks like you hit. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 going down and left? Where if you go left and then down, it looks like it's 3 and then 6. It looks like it's about 10 compared to 8. Yeah. It's also hard to tell. It's a very small map
Yeah.
in this book.
I mean, it's not a significant difference, but if
No.
we are counting individual tiles, it matters.
Yeah, and it's just 2. So. But again, like you said, 2 can be a big difference, especially in carries where if like you have, like you have a long run off the top of the encounter table, and you can goal mode volcano. 1 encounter can be the difference of a 2-minute volcano clear and a 4-minute volcano clear. And if you haven't lost a race by fewer than 2 minutes in this community, you haven't really been racing long enough.
So Allie, in the process of getting revenge against Carry 1.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Still respecting Carrie too, though, because she was scary with that blaze and she can punch pretty hard.
Yeah.
And we're still swinging that dragon sword on the fighter because we left that X-Cal behind.
Oh no, we did.
Uh-huh. So maybe Allie, feeling a little cheeky, will go to Marsh and dig up a Masa for us. Or she'll open more boxes in Sky and take levels along the way. Because if Solario continues just dribbling off of Chaos here, every dive down here is 7 to 10 minutes that Allie is catching back up.
Yeah.
So... So, yeah. Solario now 37 minutes into his Topher campaign. Doesn't feel good. And he's averaging 10 to 11 minutes. I love these super in-depth notes that Zodecahedron's keeping for us. Talking about Topher times and then Chaos polls. Yeah. So he's averaging 10 to 11 minutes per dive here, and he's now on his 3rd dive. And that's not counting the adjustment times from when he's been walking away and trying to find gear, trying to find levels. And that's why I think if you leave once and to make an adjustment, in my mind, it's like you better be damn sure that that adjustment that you made is gonna be enough to get through. Because if it's not, and that's why I was really concerned about the one adjustment being the addition of the power gauntlet. I don't think that that's enough of a not to use the phrase game changer, but the actual Vorpal sword would be. But not that.
It's
not the power gauntlet.
It's
if
technically
it's
true
defense
that
sword, maybe.
It's technically true that we did not win due to a lack of outgoing damage, but we also died faster due to an amount of incoming damage. And the real only way to like avoid that is just straight levels. This is feeling like an echo of my match versus Solario.
No, the inadvertent carry 2 grind.
This is not the carry 2 you want to grind.
Yeah, because that first turn nuke, and there's yep. Oh
boy.
So now we might see tilt coming.
Yep.
Because that was I never like to say a runner makes an error or makes a mistake, because more often than not, I'm doing commentary for newer runners, and they're teachable moments. You know, it's something that we can learn from this.
Right.
Pushing down after carry is something that I've done. It freaking sucks. And if you're now 40 minutes into a Topher campaign, this could be the beginning of a death spiral, and we're gonna see if this is a test of Solario's will here and his mettle. If he can push through this, kudos to him, because right now there's probably a level of frustration and anger that will not be conducive to a healthy Topher dive. And Allie investing in max price warp. So to me that means that we want an exit strategy regardless, and because we don't even have the levels to cast that. But here we go into Sky. I mean, 1 warp, that means if she's got warp, and she minied a little too quickly for me there to see what her levels in chart. Yeah, there's no way she's got levels on that black mage with only 212 health. If that black mage had closer to like 300, I'd be like, okay, maybe. Level 21, yeah. So we're like 4 or 5 levels off from getting a charge.
Right.
But we do have the exit. So and this is the step pathing. Taking the left side. I don't go this way, but I know technically it's faster. Or fewer steps. So that's where's Silverfire at? They're probably doing their comms on RPG Limit Break right now, but because that is Allie did her homework. So good for Allie.
Yep.
I got a proud parent. I don't even have kids. Allie I love seeing growth in ducklings.
Yep.
And I would love it if WAB would equip the power gauntlet. Don't throw away the opal shield.
So there's if I can
not yeah.
So I'm feeling right now the feeling of the race of WAB versus or of Solario versus myself, where Topher was a problem. Like Solario went in, he had black belt. What was the party? Black belt.
Oh, don't look now. Metal slimes have crack. When did that happen?
I do not know. Yeah, it was black belt, white, black, I think.
All right.
And Topher was just a nightmare. The black belt wasn't to its critical mass of 32, and there were problems. I arrived at a far lower level, saw that whatever I was doing was not going to work. I knew where Tail was, I didn't want to go get it, but as soon as I had that first wipe, it was the thing of, okay, I need to adjust so that by the time I come back, it is like 90% that a wipe will not happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was a point where we needed to make that decision. I liked the grind on Zombie D Whiz-Vamp. I feel like we should have taken it higher than 28.
Yeah, I think it's we'll see. You know, it's one of those things that now it's not just whether or not that we don't know if that grind was high enough because we took a misstep. You know, we took a step off of Carry's tile and hit it again. And I've done it on Lich. I've done it on Carry. I've yet to take the inadvertent Kraken or Tia grind. But Lich and Carry 2 have taught me hit the staircase. Just hit the staircase and then worry about hitting going into your menu or anything, even though it was literally just he pushed down. And it's and it's the developers are jerks, not the developers of the randomizer, they're wonderful people, but the developer Nasser jerks enough. I don't know if Nasser even programmed the maps, but you have to hold down to get through Lich there's dragon armor in the less than greater than room, so pretty a-okay fine there for Allie. Solario had opal, so same amount of absorb. The dragon armor only just adding the addition of fire and ice resistance, as opposed to the opal's lightning only. And then Carry, you have to push up to get on the staircase. So you have to train yourself with the muscle memory there, and luckily Tia and Kraken, you just can hold right. And I think that's why it's not a conflicting input. It's just a matter of knowing which tile exactly it is that is the fight, and she is 2 steps away from it. Which is something that, like, when I was just watching the randomizer and I didn't know where it was, I was just like, oh wait, oh no, and it's just like, oh, it's just a random encounter.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Is like, as you're learning where the tile is and how long to hold over to the right, there will be a lot of times that you pull Kraken 2 before you're ready. I have a long, like, the first year I played this randomizer was just constantly tripping and falling face first into Kraken 2, and then just getting rumbled.
Yeah, I've had my jimmies rustled a few times by Tia and Kraken too, by just like oh, this is the fight. Oh crap. Oh crap. And it's just like everything happening. It is. Oh no. The worst is when you do it and you play with the shuffled surprise on whether or not, like, you can surprise on a first strike.
Mhm.
And it's wonderful when you accidentally do that and you stumble into, oh, I ambushed them, but oh no, I accidentally walked into an ambush and Tia 2 is now first turn nuclear and I didn't heal up, and oh no. And this there's a lesson to be learned here, and it's, which tile is Tia again? I would love it if some of our developers, it would be like maybe like an April Fool's thing, but just adjust the spike tiles over 1.
Oh my god, that would be the worst.
Or you just you move Tia's closer and you move Kraken's farther back. And you're just like, hey, wait, where's the Kraken fight? And then you just, oh no, it's right in front of the stairs now. Yeah, Zodiac Agent called for a Fiend Scavenger Hunt. There's a black shirt. I like picking up the black shirt. It is the only piece of gear in the game that you can equip that will give you time resistance that isn't a ribbon. So if you've got 3 ribbons and you want your black mage to survive a zap, and you don't want to give him a ribbon because you don't know life, give him a black shirt. Allie here going for the full clear. So maybe we'll see a Masa here. These were boxes skipped by... Solerio. Go back for that defense, Solerio.
Allie, that was a defense.
Yeah, she skipped defense and Masa.
Allie, you're swinging a dragon sword. Go get the defense.
Gotta sit down. Maybe she thinks sometimes best offense is a good defense. Yeah, you want to keep that. Not just, I mean, it is gonna swing for more damage than your dragon sword. It's also gonna cast the ruse spell, which gives you 80 agility or evasion. Oh no.
Yeah, it's roughly
Maybe
Sun Sword equivalent, which is nothing to sneeze at. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she's tunnel visioning hard on Masa. So, I mean, I get it. She has 3 Invis 2 casters. So, 2 of which have probably close to 9 charges. So, her evasion problem isn't as much of a problem as Solerio, but she needs a sword. And we skipped X-Cal and the Earth Cave. We get the information here that we got crack slimes. And here comes chaos. Did we do the adjustments enough to survive double nuclear and a nuke, I believe?
Let's find out. So, going into the next round, we got Temper going on, we got Power Gauntlet going on, some more Invis 2. Test Katana Swing. 8 hits, 210. That's a lot more than we saw earlier. Power Gauntlet goes off, Temper goes off, Invis 2 goes off. We're now at 3 stacks of 6. What do we got going on? Incoming Blaze does not that much damage. Even the ninja got away with only 100 damage. Let's try some Lock 2. How about some more Power Gauntlet, some more Invis 2? Power Gauntlet goes off. Swing with the Katana. 9 hits, 350. That's a lot of damage so far. Invis 2, we're at 4 stacks of 6. Incoming Punch misses. Lock 2 goes out, easier to hit. How about some Fight? Some more Lock 2, some Swing, and the last Invis 2 on that White Mage. 8 hits, 443. That's pretty good, but in comes Nuclear. 2 party members down, the other one down to sub 50. The technical term for that is bad. How about some Swing? We're going to try some Heal 2. Outgoing damage, 8 hits, 353. Heal 2 goes off, but will it be enough to save that Red Mage? Inferno goes off. Red Mage still alive.
No.
Oh, clutch shield. Clutch healing.
No.
7 hits, 398. Oh, down. Uh-oh. We're in problem town.
Oh, no.
7 hits, 500 damage. Down goes Chaos. SolarioRex finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 55 seconds. A GG.
A GG, good sir.
See if we can get him in here for an interview.
Well, wah. I had to sit back down.
That
I got
was
hungry again.
that was real nerve-wracking when you watched party members dropping like flies and you don't have any healing left. It gets real scary real fast. But Solario did good. He did real good.
Yep. So GG Solario, way to close out your spring tournament 2020. How you feel after being in Topher for almost an hour? Can you hear us? You might be muted.
Sir.
We're working on it. Solaria, if you can hear us, we can't hear you. You might need to unmute your mic. Make sure your inputs, outputs are okay on Discord audio.
In the meantime, we've got Alliesong still trucking along through Space Cave.
Yeah. If Moss is here, she's gonna find it. She's gonna open every box.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Hello?
I can hear you now. Hello.
There we go.
How are you feeling, man? After nearly an hour in to Topher.
Feels bad, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, well, we were talking, and you raced real well. Recovered well from the carry 1 wipe, which, significant, not an unsignificant time loss there. But once you got your feet under you with some levels and some appropriate spell charges, you did well. Once you sort of prioritized going to the incentivized dungeons, I mean, a 130 Topher entry is nothing to sneeze at. Talk to me about your first entree into Topher, where we wiped off of the double nuclear chaos.
I felt really bad because I did not feel like I did a ton of damage to chaos in that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I forget, did I do that and then immediately go back in for another salvo, or was that when I popped out and went for the power bonk?
You popped out and went for the power bonk.
Okay, because I felt there was too much absorb on chaos, and I was like, there's no way. I am either going to need to grind or get the power bonk or both. And so I was like, all right, I didn't check any key locks in the inner sea, so I'm going to run around and do that real quick and see if I find either a masa or a power bonk or a defense sword or something that might help me out here. Maybe even a Vorpal to get the crit rates up. So I found the power bonk and was like, all right, let's run it back, I guess. Because I saw that high absorb and just got spooked.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pause for just a second before we get your thoughts on, because then you went back in and wiped with the power gauntlet and then took your grind. But Allie just opened every box in Sky, and we found defense up there, but she scuffed it. She's running Fighter Rainbow, so she will have 3 Invis 2 casters. So evasion not so much a problem, but the big takeaway, no Masa. So Masa and Marsh, we've seen every other box. So even the one behind the Badman and Ice Cave.
I was going to say, if Masa's in there, I didn't want it.
Yeah, no, it was you missed a pure potion. Allie went to Marsh very recently because she was in go mode and I think she's just, now we're going to go check out the computer rooms.
Help computer.
Computer. Stop all the downloading. I got a computer at home, got some games on it. But Solario. So we were talking and we had our doubts on that last Topher dive because you took the inadvertent carry 2 grind.
Yeah, I almost tilted off the face of the earth right there. I had dot forfeit copied into my clipboard and was ready to just quit.
A man after my own heart. Quick trigger on the forfeit. I love it. I run a center for competitive forfeiting.
No, I mean I meant to like start and menu immediately, and just ended up taking a step backwards, and that just feels bad.
Yeah. And Allie did, waved the white flag and said, I'm done here. This was fun. She's thanking everybody. Declined the comment for the interview, but did thank everybody for coming out watching and thank the crew here. But always a good sport every time Allie's participate in these races. Yeah, when you bounced off of Carry 2, I had concerns because I know that 40 minutes in to Topher at that point, like, and you just did a goof, like literal mistake, like you pushed down when you should have pushed up, and to get rewarded with that with a first turn nuke to the face instant wipe, like it's either you tilt or you persevere, and you did the latter, so you did the good job, and blew through it. And once we got the levels were in fact the answer there for you, because that once that XCal started doing XCal stuff, it was pretty good on Chaos.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping. I mean, I know I checked a bunch of trap tiles throughout the course of everything and didn't really find much good. I mean, there was the worm tile that I found kind of early, but that wasn't going to happen. The worm tile, I think, in Volcano.
What if I told you it could have? Those things had fewer than 300 HP, I think.
Oh, well,
Yeah, Allie took one fight on. Yeah, Allie took one fight on them and got like 8,200 XP across her 4 light warriors. So it's like, oh boy.
All right, well, they spooked me.
Yeah, no, I mean they could roll like 900 HP and have like nasty scripts. So, yeah. But she tested it and she got through one fight. But
man, what was it? I think I had go mode at like an hour and 10 minutes or an hour and 15 or something, and then I got on my orbs lit and was ready to go at like an hour 25, got into Topher hour 30, and I was like, oh, this is going reasonably well.
yeah,
but that's just why it falls sometimes.
I always take over the interview and I always feel bad for my co-coms. Fizzle, ask some questions, do some commentator stuff.
I don't like being pressured like that.
And don't say that I asked all the good questions, because I always get that too, and I'll feel bad.
No, I'll take a question. Solario. Okay. So, talk to me about your party. I know why, in my heart, Fighter Thief Red Black is the best choice, but what attracted you to the party?
So, I don't really think... I mean, the chances that you're gonna find what the white mage is good at, which is Invis 2 or life spells or healing spells, the chances you're going to get that, at least some of that, on a red mage are really good. And so I'm just like, all right, like the red mage is a utility white mage. The reason I like the thief is the increased hit growth. I mean, the thief was trucking at the end there, like didn't have all those temper casts, but still ended up doing like 500 damage to chaos. So all those additional hits on that ninja is really good. But honestly, at the end of the day, the ability to run from things is just so much better with a thief or a ninja. Like that, the ability to run is 100% why I take it, because I want to be able to run from things when I don't want to fight.
Yep. I also like.
I guess what is the reason in your heart?
So it's not just for all the reasons you said, but there's one other reason why I like it a lot. It's that if I'm feeling froggy and if the scaling allows for it, like if the scaling is small enough, after the early part of because in the early part of the game, you're right, running is amazing and just trivializes so many dangerous things. But once we're out of the early game, once we're like level 5, 10, we've got gear, we've got spells, we've got like momentum going, we can just eject the thief, and then the other 3 members of the party can get to a much higher level than they otherwise would.
Yeah, I think I definitely did that for a while here today.
Mm-hmm. So Caleb, you got any more questions?
No, I'm super proud of everybody in this tournament. I mean, we called the race at the beginning. Low stakes, high fun. It's one of those things when we were planning the tournament, like when folks made it to 1-4, 0-5, or whatever, are they going to even want to participate and run their races? And we all just sort of like, maybe. We know we'll give them the opportunity to, and that's what you guys did. And it was a lot of fun to call this race. I mean, even though there was no quote-unquote playoff or bracket implications, it was still, we had a good crowd interactions. Folks still want to come out and want to watch this game, support the runners, and it's just awesome. This game can be fun and ridiculous, and the community is kind of the same way. And it's always, for better or worse, it's always fun to be in the booth and hanging out and watching people play this game and teeter on the edge of full tilt. Because Final Fantasy Randomizer, it's not always this. Solario, you've been an exemplar of sportsmanship throughout this tournament, and always happy to do comms for your races, dude. So Decahedron, newbie comms, or comms and training, maybe. I know you want to do comms at some point. We'll get you in the booth during brackets, helping out with the tracking. There's like 4 other races going on right now, so like just the fact that we keep having volunteers show up and get these races crewed is a huge, wonderful thing for me in this community. Where Danny 383, the principal race crew lead for our community, her and I, we've had a goal of no races, no broadcasts missed, and no forcing runners into a 4-way doubleheader, letting every runner get the attention that they deserve in a head-to-head 1v1 setting. And we were able to do that, and we were only able to do that by sheer number of volunteers we've had. And Solaria, you've done comms for us in the 11th hour. We're like, hey, we got a race, we might not get crewed. You've stepped up. I'll do it. I'll solo comment, and if necessary. And that sort of attitude, it's sort of what speaks to the heart of this community. And that's the Final Fantasy Randomizer community I love, and the one that I'm happy to donate so much of my time to. So this is my last race I'm doing comms for Swiss, so I'm sorry for talking too much, but I'm really happy to be here right now. So this is a lot of fun. Thank you, Solario, for showing up and having fun in this final week. And Allie, I know if you're out there watching this VOD later, really, really looking forward to seeing you in the Duck Derby. So I hope you participate. I'm done.
Thank you. I want to do a shout out to Caleb, first of all, for kind of being the primary arbiter, taking care of, or primary steward. I don't know if arbiter is the right word here.
No, we got those already.
Taking care of the tournament, making sure everything gets shuffled appropriately, and making sure we keep things on task. And then to kind of Leggy and the rest of the tournament staff. Fizzle, you too. Silverfire, I know Wote's been involved in a lot of things. Like, you guys have done a great job. I think this tournament, with the increased turnout, I feel like there was an unexpectedly large turnout. I don't know if anybody anticipated 70 plus people signing up, which was amazing. So shout out to literally everyone that signed up, because the more people, more fun is how I feel about the whole situation. So I know it can be rough getting all these scheduled, getting all these on Twitch, getting all these done, but it was a great race, a great tournament, and it was a lot of fun because there were so many awesome people around. So especially, Caleb, you were, doing a lot of the admin for it. So thank you for that.
Hey, like I said, I wouldn't be here without Danny. So Danny, I appreciate that, Slurry. I'm working on being able to take compliments, but I'm gonna go cast reflect and push it to Danny, because she did just as much, if not more, than I did. And there were a lot of very hectic early morning pings between the two of us. Like, hey, we got like 5 races at 9 o'clock tonight. What the hell's going to happen? We'll make it work. We'll figure it out. We'll push Darkmoon. And Darkmoon's another one that, like, I don't think has gotten enough credit either.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
thank you. Darkmoon, absolutely.
He wasn't a tournament organizer, but like we've had our crew, the people that were crafting the flags, and we brought in the race crew leads. And Darkmoon, I think no fewer than 4 or 5 times has had to take a race and restream it onto his own channel just so these runners could get broadcast, and so there can be a YouTube VOD for it for folks want to watch it down the road. And because Speed Gaming Randomania, we couldn't have done this without you guys either. And but we know you guys have a lot of other tournaments going on, so when your schedule gets busy and we have a bunch of runners trying, because again, like you said, Solario, we couldn't have anticipated 75 signups when last year we had 47. Such a huge turnout and so many new runners, so many former runners from the past coming back and just having fun with these goofy, less than popular flags, which for what they were designed to do, they are hitting it. Like these were flags designed to create runner discomfort, to break up a meta route. Like every seed is a gamble, and and we've seen a lot of crazy upsets that anything can happen any given week, and it's been a hell of a ride. And here we are 6 weeks later, and we're gonna have a break, and Danny and I get to figure out what free time is for the next 2 weeks. But thank you again, Solario. Thank you again, Zoe. Thank you again, Lupita's favorite burrito. Couldn't have done it without my large freezer bag, so it's pretty good. I'm done talking. Stop prompting me. I'm gonna get emotional and start crying.
All right. Well, before the crying starts, I think we're gonna call this a show. I think I'm going to give a big shout out to Randomania for hosting us. I'm going to give a bigger shout out to Caleb. I know you can't take compliments, but gosh dang, if you don't deserve every one of them, you get and then some. Shout outs to Solario, and shout outs to Allie for putting on a very entertaining race for us. Shout outs to our hero tracker behind the scenes, Zoe Decahedron. For everyone at Final Fantasy Randomizer, my name is Lucid Football, and we will see you next